Welcome guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Paul, and yeah, today is going to be, I wouldn't say a special day, but we will be reviewing three brand new kits. Yes, that's right, we're back again with quick reviews. These kits are new, as I've said, but we won't be comparing them to each other. The question that I will be asking today will be, which kit impressed you the most? Like relative to what they promised, which one impressed you the most? Because one of these kits is so massive that it's probably the largest tank in the store. It's enormous. So yes, that is the question. We won't be comparing them with each other. We will be reviewing them individually. And then at the end of the video, let me know which one, relative to what they offer, impressed you the most. One of the three kits we'll be talking about today, this is the Corvette by Revell, the 22 hardtop convertible, specifically a 1/25th scale level 4 kit. The second kit we'll be talking about today is Airfix's 1400 Mary Rose, the starter set that comes with a poly cement to build it, a brush to paint it, and the paint. This is the third kit for the video. Warhammer the Horus Heresy, not 40K, the Fellblade Super Heavy Battle Tank. Guys, the box is 46 centimeters long. That's around 18 inches. And you know how it is with boxes and the kits they hold inside. A lot of them, quite a few of them, are relative to the box they come in with. So it's pretty likely that this tank is around 12 inches long. In fact, let's start with the beast right now. Let's open it up. Hey, I just met you, and this is kind of crazy. Yeah. Say what you want about Games Workshop, their attention to detail is off the charts. This is insane. This kit is enormous. Plus, on the fact that there's no rubber threads, which is always a negative for me. I know some people love it better than the plastic ones, but I like the segmented ones more. Also, these are connected lengthwise, judging from the fact that this casing is enormous, and this is just a part of the top of the tank. But can you see this part right there? That's not a stress fracture. Those are mold lines that you can kind of sort of trace. Very, very faint. You can barely feel it. It's a slight bump, slight. So you'll definitely have to sand this and polish this off. You can actually see it on some of these things right there, right? Certain angles of the light. It's mostly invisible, so you can choose not to do it, but it will be there. So if you want to chase perfection, you'll definitely have to sand this. Would you consider this a defect? Not really, because sanding is an essential part of the hobby. This is their enormous transfer sheet. Ridiculous. Genuinely the size of a single printing paper. Would you consider that, the mold lines, a negative, guys? Let me know in the comments below. I personally wouldn't, but just to make it fair, I'll ding 1 point off to bring this down to a 9 out of 10. This kit has 8 sprues overall, giving it a wide plethora of options, high detailed ones at that, 5 massive sprues and 3 ones for the small guns. That's the barrel right there for the main guns, or should I say barrels, because it's a twin gun turret. Overall, I would give option-wise a 10 out of 10. There are so many to choose from, and you can even use them all, again, if you magnetize. Magnetization is probably the way to go. Final comment for this tank, you see these kind of gun ports here. That's exactly what they are, though they're made for spunsons. Basically, once you complete the spunsons using the 3 smaller sprues I showed earlier, you twist it, and then you twist it in place. And it can move up and down, left and right. It is a movable turret. The small one, the Kratos heavy tank I mentioned from 3 years ago, has that feature. This is just a scaled up version of that, so it retains that function. incredible. Moving parts is always a godsend. I love it, especially moving parts that are intentionally supposed to be moving as well. Kit number 2 will be the 1400 Mary Rose, the starter set. Let's open this bad boy up. All right, so here it is out the bag, and first thing you notice, plastic sails. Is that a negative? No, it's not. Guys, remember, this is a starter set. You're trying to bring in beginners. The moment they see a cloth set, they'll never touch this kit. So, that being said, it does have included creases into the plastic detailing. So, this will actually look very nice once painted and even remotely properly weathered. Just a little bit of wash into the crease will go a long way. 3 sprues, very beginner-friendly sprue count. But notice how there's a big gap in the bag there. That's a ding off. That's because during transit, this will be shaking around and about, especially, God forbid, a postal worker throws the package. And this will be shaking inside. Oh my goodness, the potential for scratches, dings, dents, and damages are too high. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. What do you do when you see a scratch if you're a beginner? That's right, you paint over it. You don't sand it. That's not the first thing you do. You don't sand as a beginner. Speaking of paints, we have the Humbrol Poly Cement and the 4 paints, which actually the 4 paints go really well on bare plastic, though I still recommend priming the kit. And the Poly Cement is on par with your generic standard tube cements from Testers and Revell, so that's nice. It also comes with a very nice brush, actually. Look at that point, so fine. This is the number 2 brush, standard Humbrol Airfix collab brush, very nice. The model itself has some nice detail. Look at that. You don't expect this kind of... They even have the anchor. Now, I wish the anchor is a separate piece, but the fact that it's molded in and it's actually clear that it's an anchor is nice. So, despite me dinging a point from this model and this package because of the potential of scratches, it quickly recovered with the inclusion of the paints and the details. So, bringing it back up to a 9 or even a 10 still. Wowee, it includes decal transfer sheets for the price of admission? Wow. Guys, I was expecting stickers, but instead they gave us an entire decal sheet, a very well detailed one at that. Well done, Airfix. The fact that they include this makes the price of admission even more worth it, as previously mentioned. This kit is incredible. Well done, Airfix. Just please get a tighter bag. That's all I ask. If you're going to package them together like you always do, get a tighter bag. Please. I don't want them shaking. This is the convertible 22 hardtop, and it's by Revell USA, the final kit in today's review session. Now, I am really excited for this because first and foremost, it does promise level 4 detail. If you're familiar with Revell's, their highest is level 5, meaning this provides some decently hard build patterns. So, first thing that stands out, the tires on a rubber sprue. So this is not that bad, though I wish they were already separated to save us the effort and time, but well, the sprue tree does prevent it from bouncing around and potentially losing its shape. Up next is the clear parts, and they are separate pieces, thank God for that. Look at that body. Incredibly clean. Wow. Because this is a Revell Germany sculpt, you can tell it's highly detailed, though if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, the original Revell Germany kit was a coupe, and it wasn't a convertible, meaning that this could potentially be a Revell USA sculpt instead, unless they use the, which was it, the 2022 Revell Germany one, which was a convertible. This kit also comes with a massive sprue count, at least for the size of the box. This is more sprues than the tank we reviewed in the beginning, but obviously smaller parts. That being said, it does have, or could potentially face a similar problem to the Airfix kit. However, unlike that Airfix kit, two things. One, the box is incredibly tight, meaning this space here that actually does fold in like that. So there's not much clearance to move. Secondly, it kind of extends outward like this, so it doesn't move as much. This kit actually has really good details. Look at the undercarriage here of the car. Very well done. They didn't have to do this. They could have just left it flat because it's the bottom of the car. But they did their due diligence, and it is incredible. Revell typically suffers from reputational slander. And what I mean by that is, in the past, according to fans anyway, they've made some, I would say terrible kits, but some people, quite a few people, have been disappointed in the past. However, Revell kits like these ones, the modern kits, are really good. I'm going to tell you that right now. This kit is very good. We've heard it from a couple of customers. That being said, these modern Revell kits, I would say from 2016 and newer, still suffer that reputational slander. Guys, I'm telling you, the modern Revell kits are nice. They're very nice. I won't lie, guys, this is probably the worst decal sheet today, or at least maybe tied with the starter pack one, but I wasn't even expecting a decal sheet on the starter pack, and it was already worth it. This kit does have great license plate options, 4 of them, also the Corvette logos, the stripes, but it feels just way too small, especially considering that there are no chromed out parts, no metal parts to make this some sort of limited edition. It just has rubber tires, and the decal sheet. That's all it has. At least the starter pack is paint and a pretty decent decal sheet that I wasn't even expecting. And that kit was already great before that, as previously mentioned. Of course, the tank is another matter entirely, though you are paying a bit more for that. So even if we consider it from a percentage sort of perspective, this is still the worst decal sheet today, because this is all you're getting in terms of extra features. This is it. At least the tank, for the price you're paying, has movable parts. Yeah. Now, this is not bad. Don't get me wrong. This is not bad, but the fact that it's this small, I don't know. Thankfully, that's a minor complaint, because this kit as a whole is excellent. I will say, I am impressed with the sculpt. I just wish that there was a bit more to the kit, the overall package as a whole, because again, you only get decal sheets. That's it. Otherwise though, excellent kit. I'm going to repeat the question from earlier in the video. Which kit impressed you the most relative to what they promise? I'm going to go with the starter set. For me personally, that entire package is basically perfect. Not to say that the others aren't great. They are. But in terms of as a whole, it is better because they set out to be a starter set, and they are. There's enough details there that, these customers, the beginner ones, can sink their teeth into it, but not enough to overwhelm the customers. It's not like cloth sales, right? There's plastic, but there's detailed plastic, so it's a step above. And the others have enough of a problem. And notice, it's a singular problem. One ding off from a 10 out of 10. Maybe I should dock a couple more, but I don't know. Maybe I'm being lenient today. Let me know if I'm actually being too lenient. I don't think so. I think that's fair, right, with the mold lines for the Warhammer tank, and then the lack of other features for the car. Otherwise, they're basically perfect. This kit actually is, though, perfect. The starter set, anyway. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and please hit that bell icon, because the YouTube algorithm, despite you being subscribed to a particular channel, doesn't like putting the videos in your feed for some reason. So the only way to remedy that is the bell, so you see it on your phone. Otherwise, please click the links down below. We're active on all of them on our social media and our real-time website. That's actually all the items we have on the storefront side of things. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Paul, signing out.